our Montgomery County Office for Aging Limited Sportsman winner, which we are about to find out who that is. Pole position out of St. Johnsville, the 1B is Jeff Bobbelin, and alongside of him at a Broad Albin, the 37 of Ryan Sweet. Third starting spot out of Fort Johnson, the 00X is Josh Coonrad, and alongside of him out of Whitehall, New York, the 538 of Gus Cambarellis. Going from fifth, the 85R of Bob Roback out of Gloversville, and going from sixth out of Waterford, New York, the 47 of Walter Cook. Seventh starting spot out of Gloversville will be the 57 of Randy Kosselman, and going from eighth out of Sprakers, the 12 AJ of AJ Greco. Ninth starting spot out of St. Johnsville, the 24 is Kirsten Swartz, and alongside of her out of Fonda, the 44, Rocco Constantino. 11th starting spot out of Scotia, the 62, Sean Gibbons, and going from 12th out of Gloversville, the 797, Corky Warner. 13th starter will be the 13J of Jim Malia out of Middleburg, New York, and going from 14th out of Charleston will be the 618 of Bobby Reinhardt. 15th starter out of Broad Albin will be the 32 of Steve Wagner, and going from 16th out of Cobleskill will be the 22L of Lance Hill. 9th row inside out of Troy, New York, the 216 of Phil Arnold, and alongside of him out of Knox, New York, the 55 of Colton Weiler. 10th row inside out of Fonda, the 11 of Josh Piercy, and going from the 20th starting position out of Gloversville, the 16H of Dylan Hudson. 21st starting spot out of Mayfield is the number 2 of Brandon Tyler, and going from 22nd out of Fort Plain is the 14W of Timmy Wilmot. And the final row inside out of Mechanicville, New York, the 57 of Ben Bowser. The final starting spot out of Canada-Jahari, the 87J of Joel Knutson Jr. Looks like the 14W of Wilmot, and the 87J of Joel Knutson not answering the call. 15 laps for the Montgomery County Office for Aging Limited Sportsman, set to go green.
Honestly, I'd like that shotgun flash.
15 laps. Jeff Bobbelin, Ryan Sweet bring our Montgomery County Office for Aging Limited Sportsman feature to green, and we're underway. Oh, we got one up against the outside wall, the 44 of Rocco Constantino. But he able to drive away. We will continue on, and Jeff Bobbelin working out of turn number 4. Jeff Bobbelin going to lead the opening lap. Now it's the 5C of Randy Kosselman you see back there up around the top side. Here comes the Coon Dog, Josh Coonrad, quickly working his way into the runner-up spot. Coonrad to second, Ryan Sweet, Gus Cambarellis, and Bob Roback, your top 5. But battle for the lead starting to shape up as Josh Coonrad working around the outside of the speedway. Coonrad trying to get closer to the 1B of Jeff Bobbelin. Bobbelin around the bottom side. Coonrad working the top. Coonrad trying to close in on the 1B. Three laps complete this time by Bobbelin, keeping Coonrad at an arm's length. Pulled away a little bit that time. Ryan Sweet all by his lonesome in third. AJ Greco with a run to the outside here of Bob Roback for the 5th spot. Greco will take 5th away from Roback. Roback back to 6th. Sean Gibbons 7th. Walter Cook 8th. Randy Kosselman 9th. Kirsten Swartz rounds out the top 10. Bobbelin leading, but now he's going to have to negotiate the 57 of Ben Bowser down the back straightaway. No problem there. Bobbelin caught him at a good point. Greco now trying to make a bid for 4th. Greco was the winner of our only feature for the Limited Sportsman thus far this season on Lou Lazaro Memorial Night. Greco underneath of Cambarellis, and AJ Greco now into the 4th spot. So the 12 AJ of Greco from 8th now up to 4th, continuing to try and march forward. There's the 12 AJ of AJ Greco. 6 laps on the board this time by for your leader, Jeff Bobbelin. Josh Coonrad is second, 9/10 of a second, the difference between the top 2, and then a long way back to 3rd, 3 seconds, the difference between Josh Coonrad and Ryan Sweet. Sweet has company coming from AJ Greco. There's Cambarellis running in 5th. Sean Gibbons 6th. Bob Roback now 7th. Walter Cook 8th. Randy Kosselman 9th. Kosselman and Cook battling back there, 8th and 9th. Meanwhile, up front, bobbling another lap car, the 11 of Josh Piercy just ahead of him. One slow on the back straightaway, the 44 of Rocco Constantino. Bobbling got out of the gas down the back straightaway, and Coonrad drives around him. Left front flat tire on the 44 of Rocco Constantino. He heads back to the pit area. We continue on. And Bobbelin struggling with the lap cars of Piercy, and then Bowser, and Coonrad takes advantage of it around the outside, and Coonrad now to the lead. Battle now for the 5th spot. Sean Gibbons using the outside lane. Sean Gibbons trying to work to the outside of Gus Cambarellis here for 5th. There you see Ryan Sweet and A.J. Greco in close quarters for 3rd and 4th. And off at turn number 4, Sean Gibbons is now around Gus Cambarellis into 5th. Greco within about a car length and a half, 2 car lengths of the 37 of Ryan Sweet here for the 3rd spot. We've got less than 5 laps to go now for Josh Coonrad. Coonrad now out in front, setting the pace. Greco to the top side down in 1 and 2. A.J. Greco trying to work with a run on Ryan Sweet for 3rd. Sweet holds him off. Now Sweet back to the bottom. Greco to the top. Ryan Sweet continuing to maintain 3rd. Things getting a little hairy for your leader right now. Coonrad's got 3 lap cars around him, but he's got over a second back to the 1B of Bobbelin as we continue to watch Ryan Sweet and A.J. Greco battle for 3rd. 2 laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go for Josh Coonrad. And he's got 2 lap cars between himself and Jeff Bobbelin, but there's a bit of a log jam ahead of him as everybody works around the 57 of Ben Bowser, but Coonrad negotiating it perfectly. Coonrad spot on around the slower traffic, coming to the white flag, 1 more trip around. Jeff Bobbelin still 2nd. 3rd belongs to Ryan Sweet. Coonrad has a gaggle of lap cars in front of him, but he's got 3 between himself and 2nd place Jeff Bobbelin. Into 3 and 4. Coonrad on the back bumper of Phil Arnold. He won't get by him. He won't have to. Checkered flag will fall. Josh Coonrad wins your limited sportsman feature at Fonda. 2nd, the 1B of Jeff Bobbelin. 37, Ryan Sweet gets 3rd. A.J. Greco and Sean Gibbons, your top 5. So the checkered flag coming out, the 00X of Josh Coonrad, getting the Montgomery County Office for Aging limited sportsman feature win. The 1B of Jeff Bobbelin gets 2nd. 37 of Ryan Sweet gets 3rd. 12 AJ of AJ Greco gets 4th. And 62 of Sean Gibbons rounds out the top 5. 538 of Gus Cambarellis gets 6th. 85R Bob Roback gets 7th. 13J Jim Malia gets 8th. 5C of Randy Kosselman gets 9th. And the 797 of Corky Warner rounds out the